The other thing, out of the 20,000 autopsies he performed and 40,000 that you've have you reviewed, have you still ever signed one out due to death due to cannabis?
Due to what?
Cannabis.
No.
Thank you.
Good question. I've been saying I've seen from anybody else, let alone mine, signed out due to marijuana toxicity.
Amen.
What you know, and if there are older people in the audience, you probably are maybe still unhappy with me. You go back and talk to your parents and your grandparents. They were totally brainwashed by Harry Anslinger. Harry Anslinger, who grew up is from Altoona, he married the niece of Andrew Mellon, who was Secretary of the Treasury, who appointed him as head of the Bureau of Narcotics, as it was called, 1927. And Anslinger came on, and he didn't give a damn about heroin, because heroin was something that was killing black people. But when marijuana hit the scene, and now white kids are taking it, then this is a big to-do. And he came on. Marijuana was the most dangerous, powerful drug, causing more deaths than anything else in the world. Not a word about heroin. That's Harry Anslinger. You remember that movie,
yes.
Older folks?
Reefer Madness?
Yes.
I'll never forget that, the poster, seeing that multicolored poster behind the wooden glass frame by the movies that they used to have, neighborhood movies, and there's a Reefer Madness, and it showed a pretty blonde girl, probably about 16 or whatever, and in those days, how daring it was. Her dress was an inch above the knee, an inch above the knee, and there she was. Reefer Madness.
Yeah. Maniacal
when I started talking about this, and I gave talks in schools, school teachers were very, very unhappy with me, because I would just describe drugs and make the comment that I just made to this gentleman, and categorize and explain uppers and downers and analgesics and so on and so forth, and marijuana, a mild hallucinogen, that's the way it is pharmacologically categorized, and so on. And no, they didn't like to hear that. They didn't want me to talk. I never recommended it. In fact, I always said, don't use it. Don't become addicted to any drug. But I was in favor of its legalization for medical purposes long decades ago. And now it has been legalized for medical purposes in more than 30 states, and it is available generally in society in various forms for societal use, and I think in about 11 states. I was ahead of the game by half a century. I'm very proud of myself.
Thank you, sir.
So put that in your pipe and smoke it.
That's right.
Any other